Hi, I'm Freddie.
And I'm Chantel.
His
Hers.
marriage. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, another opportunity to talk about balance within marriage. Chantel?
Yes, well, tonight's topic, we're going to talk about balancing yes and no. So I'm going to talk about balancing that as it relates to internal within your relationship. And so Freddie's going to focus on the external as it relates to your relationship. And so we have this piece of paper. So just imagine that this piece of paper, represents both sides, yes and no. And so oftentimes when you're a couple and you're making major decisions or major purchases, and then you have one that's saying yes, and then you have the other one that's saying no. And then you're going back and forth, what happens? It eventually causes a rift within your relationship. And so one thing Freddie and we try to practice within our marriage, especially when it concerns that, we try to make sure that we're on the both either in agreement, or we both saying, okay, we're not going to do that. Because then what that does, that alleviates finger pointing within the relationship. So you want to make sure that there's times where you both will say yes, and then there's sometimes you both will need to say no as it relates to certain decisions within your marriage.
Does this appears to be balanced? It's imbalanced.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about some external examples.
Yes,
one of the ideal is if one of your spouses, they decide to say, hey, listen, I've been asked to do this, a new job that's going to have me to travel all the place. And one saying yes, and the other saying no. That's vital within your marriage, because it can cause friction, cause conflict, because both of you have not agreed and looked in all the totality of how it's going to affect your marriage long term. So it's important for you as a couple to understand when you need to say yes and when you need to say no. But you have to do it as a what? A unified front. So within our last segment, we're going to talk about with children. Children, sometimes we get to tell our children yes, and we need to tell them say no.
No, in some cases, yes. And so also too, like I said, when it's especially like Frey said with external, when people are, yes, you want to always say yes to people, but sometimes you may have to say no. And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So we're signing off from His,
Hers,
marriage. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.